Hey everybody, welcome back to Dark Souls 2 Bow Only, Part 5. Uh, this has been a long time coming. 3 months, in fact, because I ended up losing a lot of the edited footage that I did and having to re-edit it took time, and then Elden Ring came out, and I've pretty much done nothing but play Elden Ring since then. I played a couple of games on Twitch, and did some live stream stuff, things like that. But for the most part, I've put like 300 hours into Elden Ring by this point, so it was finally time that I got back to actually doing commentary and putting something like this on YouTube. So. This boss, the Executioner's Chariot, funny enough, the first time that I ever played this game, I actually killed it with a bow, and you'll see how I did it in just a little bit. The skeletons in here keep coming back to life until you decide to kill the necromancers that are around the room. There's only 2 of them in there, but they're typically always my first priority, so that these skeletons will just leave me the hell alone. But right here, I definitely sped it up a lot. But this was how I killed him the very first time that I played Dark Souls 2. And I decided to go ahead and kill him this way, just kind of like as a little reminiscent of that. Basically, you just wait for him to come around the corner and, shoot him with bows. I ended up being able to poison him and then shoot him, and eventually he decides to fall off of there for whatever reason, and all you got to do is hit him with one attack like Ceaseless Discharge, and he falls to his death. So that's the first boss of this episode down. The next one I decided to do was the Royal Rat Authority. And I hate this boss. You start off with these 4 wolf rat things. You can't really take them all out single either, because once you hit one, they all aggro and start running towards you. I actually got kind of lucky in the fact that one shot from the arrows will actually kill the little dog things, and then all that was left was this Sif wannabe here. But yeah, he's not taking a whole lot of damage from any of the arrows. I don't think you can poison him, and if you can poison him, it probably just takes a whole lot more than I was willing to put into it. But I still tried anyways, and then I think I eventually switched over to fire arrows. But yeah, this is just one of the lazy bosses of Dark Souls 2. Completely optional, but in an all bosses run, you definitely have to do it. So the thing that makes this boss fight really annoying is those dogs that start out. They can toxic you in about 2 hits, I think. So really, it's almost like you're on a ticking clock in 2 different ways. You want to get those taken care of as quick as you can, so that you don't have to deal with them and this big guy here. And if you get toxic, you have to take this guy out while still healing, and hope that you can pay enough attention to what he's doing and how much health you have with the toxic ticking down. But other than that, not a whole lot to say, really. Boss just isn't really that difficult, and with a bow it just makes it even easier because you can put more distance between him. You can very easily aim with the lock-on instead of having to hit him with a melee weapon. But this move right here, I actually didn't even know that this move existed until this run, which is kind of funny to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna go on to the next boss now. I don't know what else to say. And I don't really even know what to say for this boss either. It's basically just Ornstein without Smo, and He's got like maybe one or two different attacks. It's not really that big of a deal. One of the things that I've always kind of found a little bit funny was that people generally don't like this fight at all, and point to this fight as one of the reasons that Dark Souls 2 is quote-unquote lazy or quote-unquote bad. And I mean, honestly, I don't think that that's the case. It is lazy, but, you know, Ornstein was one of the better fights in Dark Souls 1, and kind of having this be the kind of fight that brings back the feeling of fighting Ornstein a little bit, I think it works better than the gargoyles, you know, as like a reference to Dark Souls 1. And it's kind of showing exactly how easy Ornstein would be if Smo wasn't in the fight with him. So I think looking at it from that perspective, you know, kind of helps a little bit. But, you know, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's, you know, really anything. I don't really have so much of an opinion on it, actually. But yeah, that's pretty much, that's it. He was super easy with the bow. Nothing to really write home about, honestly. So here I wanted to just show the fight with Nameless Usurper that happens in Drangleic Castle, because I think it's funny. She really can't do anything. She can't cross over the bonfire, obviously, and neither can my arrows, as evidenced by the fact that they keep hitting the bonfire. But yeah, she's she's so funny. You know, I just ended up poisoning her and trying to get a few headshots in, and took her down really easily. She's really easy anyways, but I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny that she just can't even get around the bonfire to get to you, and is basically just like a sitting duck. These the little things that really get me in Dark Souls 2 is stuff like this, and it's stuff that happens in all of them, to be honest. But just not being able to shoot this guy from that ledge because there's like the hit detection on the walls, and the ledge there just prevent the arrows from even going past it, and I just kind of think that's funny. And right here, this is where we get the bow that I'm actually going to be using for the rest of the run, the Hunter's Black Bow. From what I remember, I think it is the only S-scaling bow that scales with dexterity in the game. If I'm wrong on that, then my fault. I should have probably looked it up before I did the commentary on this, but I'm almost certain it's the only S-scaling with dex bow. And that was pretty much what I was going for, was just to put as much dex as I can, get the bow that scales the best with it, and then go from there. You upgrade it with just regular Titanite, so it really doesn't kind of put you out of the way with any materials or anything like that. You don't have to, you know, go find petrified dragon bones or anything like that. So it's it seemed like the most obvious choice for me with this. And I was able to get it up to +9, I think, or +8, because I needed another Titanite chunk. But now we got the Twin Dragon Riders, and this is going to be the last fight of the video. I don't know what I was doing when I went into the door there. I just think I didn't have it two-handed or whatever. So I brought the arrow guy down the moment I got in so that I could just poison him. He's got less HP than the other Dragon Rider, so he's really easy to take out first. I always kind of like this fight. It's simple enough to where it doesn't really matter that there's two people in the fight. But as you can see, I had to grab my souls because I died the first time. I think I was trying to get this guy down first and just leave the arrow guy until last, but I decided that it was best to do it this way. So they poison really easily, so you can just hit them with a few poison arrows and just let their HP steadily drain over time while you just pelt them with the other arrows that you have. I definitely could have done all of these fights without the poison arrows, but it's just, there's something fun about poisoning the boss and watching their HP drain while you take the rest of their health down. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one, and I promise it will not be another 3 months. Take care, everyone.